Hey friends, what's up? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Crissanna, and if you're new here, then welcome, and if you're an oldie, welcome back. Today's video, we have a brand new palette to test out by Morphe. So this is the Morphe 18W Natural Wonder Artistry palette. So here is the packaging. I love the nude beige packaging. So usually around this time, Morphe would release like a very large palette, and then they would release like some smaller ones, but they actually only released this big size, and then they released two smaller 9-pan palettes, which I kind of like. I have a lot of like bigger Morphe palettes, and I don't really reach for them just because they're so big and bulky. So I am really happy that they're starting to come out with smaller palettes. Also, if you guys been here for a while, you know that I'm a huge fan of Morphe. So at the end of the video, I will be comparing this new palette with some of the older palettes that I have. Also, let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing like all of my Morphe palettes. And again, here is what the inside of the packaging looks like. And then you get a large mirror, and then here is the palette. I mean, how beautiful is this? So you do get the names on this little piece of plastic, which I really don't appreciate, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it. We are gonna be doing two different looks today, and when I do two looks with one palette, I usually like to do something a little bit more softer and then something a little bit more dark. I'm gonna take the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, and I'm gonna prime one lid. And if I didn't mention, this palette retails for $20. Smaller ones, the 9-pan ones, retail for, I think, $13. So I'm gonna check to see if there is a light enough shade in the palette for me to set down the lids, and there is. So I'm gonna take the first creamy white matte shade in the palette, and this is called Dawn Glow. And I'm just gonna use this to set the whole lid. So I'm first gonna start off with this light purple shade, and this is either called Lily Valley or Lily Valley. So I'm taking this on a BH number 7 brush, so it is a big fluffy blending brush. And I'm just gonna start blending this all up around the crease area. This is such a pretty light shade. Oh my God, you guys, I literally forgot. I bought a brand new Morphe brush set, and I really wanna use that. So I'm gonna switch over, and we're gonna use that instead. So this is the MUA Portfolio 8-piece eye brush set and case. So this is actually a really nice case. It has a little handle right here. Oh wow, you guys, the inside of this is actually super duper nice. And then you get your 8 brushes right here. So I do like the darker color brushes better from Morphe than the white ones. I feel like the white ones just aren't as soft, and they don't blend out that well. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this brush from the set, and it doesn't even actually have a number on it, which I'm surprised by, but it looks like this right here. So it's a blending brush, but it's kind of like a medium size. So the next shade I'm gonna grab is gonna be this one right here. Pretty sure it's called Pressy Spice Kiss or Precious Spice Kiss. I really don't know the names, you guys. Please do not hate on me for not being able to pronounce the names right. Okay, so we're gonna take this brush. So I definitely plan for this to be the more soft look. So far this brush feels like really nice and soft. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a shimmer shade. And the shimmer shade I want to take is going to be this one right here called Sand City. If you guys hear anything in the background, I'm so sorry. I had to turn my air conditioning unit on. My room is really humid, and it causes my camera lens to get really foggy. And if I don't turn the AC on, then my lens will not come unfogged. So I'm taking another brush from the set, and this is a flat brush. Ooh, this shade looked like it picked up really well. Oh, I love that shade. It's really pretty. Your typical gold shade, which I tend to go for a lot of the times. At this point, you guys, I'm praying I can get through this video without my screen fogging up again. So let's go ahead and do the lower lash line. So I'm gonna grab another brush from the set. This is a small pencil brush. So I'm gonna take the two matte shades we already used. I'm first gonna take the lighter purple, and I'm just gonna run that right here. And then I'm gonna take the deeper shade, and I'm gonna do the same thing. So I will do eyelashes and liner and all that good stuff at the end, but let's go ahead and work on look number 2. I'm gonna start with this shade right here, and this shade is called Sand Painter. So I was honestly gonna do a look with like the burgundy tones, but I feel like I do looks like that all the time. So I just wanted to like try something different. So I am still gonna be using the brushes from the set, and I'm just gonna very lightly blend this all around the crease. So this shade is actually showing up a lot better than I expected. So now I'm going to take this deeper green shade, and this is called Sentimental Feelings. So we're kind of just going to do the same thing we did on the other side. Just pack the deeper shade right here in the outer V. And again, same thing for this shade. I'm only going to bring it about halfway into the crease. Going back in with the first shade, Sand Painter. Again, just gonna lightly blend out this edge. I might want to deepen up the outer V, but first I want to go in with a shimmer shade. So I'm kind of struggling with which shimmer shade I want to use because I don't want to take the traditional gold. I was thinking about doing this one, but I'm just curious, is it going to be darker than the green shade we use? I don't know. Let's go ahead and test it out and see. So the shade is called Stolen Thunder. If it doesn't look good, I can just go over top of it with a different shade. I'm kind of just now realizing how the palette is set up. So I feel like it's set up for 3 different rows. This row goes good together and then these 2 rows go good with each other. But then again, you could mix them up as well. Okay, you know what? I don't want to ruin this look, so I'm just going to go with the traditional row and I'm going to take a shade from the top row. So this shade right here is called Sunstone. So we're just going to take this because again, I just don't want the look to turn out bad and have to like start all over. So we're going to start applying this right to the inner part of the lid. Oh, this is a really, really pretty shade. It has a really nice pink undertone. I am noticing it's not as shimmery or as sparkly as this shimmer shade though. You can almost see that in the pan. Then I'm going to take a little bit of this gold shade right here, and this is called Gold Mine. And I'm going to pop this right here in the center. That is a really pretty gold shade. I feel like that would even look nice right here on the inner part of the lid. So I'm going to go back into the deepest green we use called Sentimental Feelings. And we're just going to tap out this gold shade. Also very, very lightly, I'm just going to run this right up here above the shimmers. So I do think both eyes looked really good, but we didn't get a chance to use all the shades. I feel like I could do at least 2 more eye looks. So if I don't do 2 more eye looks on YouTube, I will do them over on TikTok. For lash line, I'm going to go back in with the 2 matte shades. First taking Sand Painter, which is the lighter green, and I'm just going to run that right here. Then I'm going to go into the deepest shade, which was called Sentimental Feelings. I just want to tuck this one right up under the lash line. Okay, so far with both looks, I'm highly impressed. I think I really love the purple side, but I also love the green side. I think they're both really pretty looks, especially for fall time. So really quickly, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to add a liner and lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I went ahead and did a liner and lashes. And then really quickly for lips, I have the LA Girl lip liner in the shade Cafe. And then I have the Milani Color Fetish matte lipstick in the shade Tease. And these are like the perfect lighter tone nude. They go really well together. Let me go ahead and give you guys a close up, then we'll talk about this palette and I'll do some comparisons. So final thoughts on this palette, you probably already know what I'm going to say. I love this palette. I love Morphe. I think their formula is really, really good. And even though I have tons of their palettes, I feel like adding another one won't ever hurt anybody. So I really, really like this. Now, as I was doing my makeup with this, I realized I don't know if I have a palette that's going to have like all of these shades in it, but I think with multiple Morphe palettes, I think you're going to be able to get shades similar to these ones. So the first palette I have to compare is the Morphe Vava Bloom palette. So this also has 18 shades in it. This released, I want to say like 5 months ago, and this is definitely similar, but I feel like the Vava Bloom is definitely way more pink than the new one. So here are both palettes side by side, and again, we do get some of those darker shades in there, and then some of the purplish shades are kind of similar as well. And then in both palettes, you also get the lighter tone shimmer shades, and then some of the gold shades are also very similar. So let's go ahead and grab the next palette. Next, we have the 35XO, which is this giant palette right here. And I'm kind of happy Morphe is making more smaller palettes now because this is so big that I barely reach for it, because on a day-to-day basis, I don't want to have to dig for a large palette. I just want to go in with something like small. So now these 2 palettes are definitely very similar. They both have the cool tone purpley colors and also the more maroonish brownish tones. So yes, I do think that these are very, very similar. With Morphe's newer palettes, the shimmer formula has changed. I feel like now in their palettes, they're a lot more like glittery and sparkly versus the older palettes are kind of more like a powdery shimmer. Here are these 2 compared side by side. And again, they are very, very similar. It's kind of hard to tell because there are so many shades in the 35XO. For the 18 shades that the new one has, they are very, very similar. So I do feel like if you have the 35 XO, you can get away with not actually purchasing the smaller one. So the 35 XO does not have a black shade like the new one does. So with the newer palette, you do get these green tones, which you do not get in the 35 XO. But I feel like there are shades that are similar enough to where you can create the same looks. Okay, let's move on to the next palette. I don't think it's going to be as similar as I thought, but then again, it might be. It's the Morphe 35T Sweetest Tea palette, launched at the beginning of the year. As for this palette goes, this palette does have some green shades, but they're completely different tones than the new palette. But I feel like no matter what Morphe palette you buy, you're always going to get those like dark burgundy reddish tone shades. I feel like they throw those shades almost in every single palette. So with the 35 Sweetest Tea, it does not have a black shade in it. There definitely are a few matte shades that are similar, just not as similar as the 35 XO. So here these are side by side. It's kind of hard to tell that they're similar just because when you're looking at the Sweetest Tea, you're looking at 35 shades versus 18 shades. Okay, so the last one I have to compare is the 35X Big Primpin palette. Okay, so this is like super warm tone, lots of corals, lots of pinks, lots of browns. The only shades that I see that are similar are the burgundy reddish tone shades. Like I said, I feel like they're in like every single palette. And some of the shimmer shades are similar as well. But in the bigger palette, you just don't get those green type of shades. But here these are side by side. But other than the green shades, there are a lot of similarities. So I feel like if you have any of the larger palettes, you're going to get similar looks. But I don't think that any of them are actually identical to this little one. That's what I love about Morphe. Even though they come out with so many different eyeshadow palettes, you're going to get some of the same shades, but they're not identical. So I'm not going to do swatches in today's video, but if you guys want to see swatches, let me know down in the comment section below and I'll do a short video doing all the swatches. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about this brush set quick just because I reviewed it and used them in today's video. For $40, I just don't know if it's 100% worth it. Yes, they are very soft and stuff, but I don't know. Like, I feel like if you're going to get these, definitely wait for them to go on sale or just buy like another Morphe brush set. I feel like they're all kind of similar. I know I said earlier in the video that I like the darker topped brushes more, but these ones, they just aren't like the best I've ever tried. Now, what does make this brush set nice is this case. This case is so freaking nice. But then again, I feel like this case is so large. Like, why such a large case for only 8 brushes? So it does have, so I'm pretty sure it has 8 slots to put 8 different brushes. But again, you can fit way more than just 8 brushes in here. It is a nice bag, and I feel like if you're like a traveling makeup artist or a freelance makeup artist, this bag would be really nice for you. Let me know if you guys are going to be picking up this palette, and if you do pick it up, let me know what you think about it. And also, if you want to see more looks, let me know. If I don't do more looks on YouTube, I'll definitely do more looks on TikTok. If you're not following me over on TikTok, you should, because I do post a lot more over there than I do on here. Also, I got a question, you guys. If you're on TikTok, have you seen the live videos of the Lucky Crystal Scoops? I'm like addicted to watching them. I literally watched them for like a month and I didn't buy anything. And then after watching for like a month, I'm like, well, let me order a scoop. Then I ordered another scoop, and then I ordered another scoop, and I'm like obsessed. But I really do need to stop watching so many, because sometimes I'll watch them and then I don't want to film. So I am going to try to like slow down a little bit, because it's fall time. My daughter's back in school and this is like my time to film. So yeah, I really need to get like back in the swing of things. But if you guys ended up liking this video and you guys want to see more videos like this one or more videos with this palette, please be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already. If there's anything at all that you guys want to see next, please let me know. Also guys, I have a giveaway coming up. I know I've been saying that for months, but honestly, the longer I wait, the better the giveaway gets, because I keep adding more stuff. So just stay tuned within the next couple of weeks. I'm going to make another video probably sometime this week, because y'all, I went to Ulta today and I bought the new, this is the Tarte Gilded Glamour Amazonian Clay Eyeshadow Wardrobe. So when I film this video this week, while I'm filming this video, I will do the giveaway in that video. But yeah, guys, other than that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sitting here and hanging out with me today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.